for the 30th of June. So this week we've got quite a few aspects flavouring us for the week. So Jupiter is making a semi-square to Chiron. This is exact on the 1st of July and leaves on the 6th of July. Jupiter's in Taurus, Chiron's in Pisces. The Sun makes a contra-parallel to Pluto, which is exact on the 2nd of July and leaves us on the 17th of July. Mercury makes a parallel to Jupiter. This is exact on the 4th of July at 8:19 a.m. and leaves on the 8th of July at 4:41 a.m. Uranus makes a semi-square to the Moon's north node. This is exact on the 5th of June at 8:45 a.m. and leaves us around the 10th of June. Jupiter makes a semi-square to Chiron, so this brings a blend of expansion between Jupiter and healing, which is represented by Chiron. So just allowing us to confront past wounds, encouraging us to focus on our vulnerabilities with the view to healing them, addressing them, managing them, starting or continuing the work, but it can make us feel inadequate and bring up, buried and deep-seated issues. So the best use of this energy is to focus on inner work, therapy, self-improvement. The Sun's contra-parallel to Pluto can highlight power dynamics and sort of like transformational energy. The Sun represents the South and Pluto signifies deep change and rebirth. So positively, it can help us to focus on empowerment, self-discovery and letting go of old patterns. Negatively, it can bring power struggles or intense confrontation. So the best use of this energy is to embrace self-reflection and release any issues that you have with control or being controlled with each other, starting or continuing the work of doing so. And if you feel like you allow others to take advantage of you, control you, maybe thinking about seeking out professional help with that, as well as working on yourself around those issues as well. Mercury's parallel to Jupiter can increase our ability to communicate effectively, learn new things more quickly, and just to expand on our current belief systems, the way that we think, do things in the world, to welcome new ideas into our mind, into our life. Mercury controls intellect and Jupiter increases our knowledge-seeking tendencies. So yeah, we can share ideas more with others, supports us growing on the intellectual level as well, but we can, over-promise things because we can be overconfident, take excessive risks, so make sure you pay attention to detail. Look before you leap, especially because Uranus is coming into the mix next. And just, use this energy of Mercury's parallel to Jupiter to, talk with others in an open-minded way. Learn, good for people who are students, studying for exams and stuff like that, and just embrace staying curious and open-minded. Uranus is semi-square to the Moon's north node, sort of like can bring clashes between, our need to stick to the familiar and the need to grow and expand. Uranus is shaking us up, so the things that happen now may be scary, but ultimately they're trying to push you in the right direction and help you to meet your overall goals. Mars is sextile to Neptune, brings a blend of the assertiveness of Mars and intuition, which is represented by Neptune. Mars provides the drive and motivation, and Neptune adds a touch of inspiration and creativity. Positively, it can help us be more empathetic and compassionate to ourselves and others, increase our spiritual energy, intellectual energy, and helps us with the ability to go after our goals regardless of the situation, but be compassionate and gentle with ourselves while doing so. But negatively, we can be, Neptune energy always can lead to us escaping, overindulging in drugs, drinking alcohol, or anything else that's intoxicating to us in excesses. Usage, I hope you got what I said that. Basically, it can just make us run into things and do things excessively, doing too much, being toxic, ignoring red flags, running away from the practical things that we need to do now, and this can lead to, on the worst for some of you losing a job. That's at the very worst if you're going to be utterly reckless, or missing a deadline. Financial losses, emotional losses as well, so the best use of this energy is to use it to be artistic, creative, be charitable, focus on social activism, but in a healthy way, not in a toxic way, and just do acts of kindness to strangers and things like that. Smile, it will brighten up your day in the world, sort of thing. Content creators can talk about how we can be open to allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, how we can become more self-empowered and enforce our boundaries and respect other people's boundaries, how we can face our issues, our self-destructive thoughts, behaviours and toxic ways of relating to others without feeling too overwhelmed and scared. Talking about why we run into our sort of escapist tendencies and why we numb ourselves from our emotions, because it can be overwhelming. It's so hard, this shadow work, inner work, facing yourself, realising that you're as much as a jerk as everybody else, on some level or not, can be really scary. Who do you blame them? There's only you, but some of us only blame ourselves anyway. So giving tips on how we can just be open to the world after we've experienced things like being lied on, cheated on, and other forms of heartbreak and stuff, how we can tap into our intuition to help heal our emotional and psychological wounds, how being open to new ideas and beliefs can help us live a well-balanced life, and just being open to making new connections with other people can brighten our world as well. Giving tips and strategies how we can, focus on and be open to love again after heartbreak, basically, as well as, how we can embrace visionary ideas and philosophical, spiritual concepts that are outside of our comfort zone. So also on the 30th of June, the moon enters Aries and Mercury makes a sextile to Uranus. So the moon in Aries allows us to start new things, take bold and courageous actions, assert ourselves with more confidence, but people on the negative can be more impulsive and eager to take risks. So this can lead to impatience and conflicts due to the lack of sensitivity towards other people's feelings. But use this energy to take those risks, but just make sure you're not overstepping on other people's boundaries. Mercury Sextile to Uranus allows us to have flashes of insight, that are kind of genius, that kind of I should do this I should do this to solve this relationship problem, and this can be for some of you, flashes of insight that solves problems that you've been trying to solve for quite a long period of time. Also just allows us to be more open to newness, as I said as well, and to create a sort of synergy between confidence and creativity in action right now as well. It's great for brainstorming, having stimulating conversations and breaking free from mental limitations and being open to newness. So that was the daily scope for the 30th of June.